Bonjour tout le monde, je suis Monsieur Geff, and today I wanted to try out a new intro, so I don't know, maybe I'll try to do an intro in each language or a different accent for the next couple of reviews. But anyways, today's video is a weapon review of the Terran Republic Sabr-13, which is an assault rifle for the medic class. I know I have quite a lot of new viewers, so I'll quickly go over how my weapon reviews work. Start off by giving you all the stats for the weapon, both on screen and verbally, and then I give you some footage of me using the weapon and explain how those stats play out in game. If you want to skip to a certain portion of the video, there are time codes listed in the description. I know some of you might just not even care about the gun, just want to see the gameplay, so you can skip to the portion that says, what is it, in-game stats, I guess? Probably name it something like that. Anyways, so the Sabr is a special gun in that it has a 2-shot burst firing mode and a semi-auto firing mode. The price to purchase it is the highest for any weapon, which is 700 certs or 1000 station cash. The Sabr is a higher damage weapon, starting off doing 167 damage per bullet at 10 meters or closer, and dropping off to 143 damage at 75 meters. Given my accuracy, you'll see in a second, when I actually show you in-game clips, it generally takes me about 3 bursts to drop someone in close range, 4 bursts up to 40 meters, and 5 to 6 bursts past that distance. The short reload is a manageable 2.425 seconds, and the long reload is 3.2 seconds. The Terran Army will also notice a bit of a drop in their ammo supply with a 30-round magazine and 150 rounds in reserve. The recoil comes in at 0.35 degrees with a first shot multiplier of 1.4 times. The rate of fire is 600 rounds per minute and the bullet velocity is 620 meters per second. The time to kill is very fast at 0.5 seconds. Now to how it performed in battle. Last week I reviewed the NS-11A, I think it was last week, the weekend before that, I can't remember quite, which is currently my highest rated weapon. The Sabr is very similar to the NS-11A, but has some features that make it a little bit lower on the scale, or at least my scale. The first is the special 2-shot burst. First shot recoil is so severe that your second shot will often not hit if you're aiming at a long range. On top of that, you can't really aim at the head if you want to get both of your shots in the burst to hit. For some like me, this isn't a problem since we aim for the torso and ride the recoil all the way up to the head. So I'd be getting a headshot with that second burst if I aim correctly. The second issue is that the hip fire is poor. If you get caught off guard in close quarters, you're going to need to aim down the sights if you want to get a kill. Otherwise, I just suggest running away. That generally works pretty well. So where the Sabr is going to perform the best is at medium range. Somewhere in between the high rate of fire assault rifle and the NS-11A. In between there is where the Sabr is going to perform the best. If you have the accuracy needed for the gun, it will perform for you. The notable difference this gun has over the other Terran assault rifles are that the bullet velocity will actually permit you to hit a moving target, and there is a higher damage per bullet. Attachment choice on this weapon is extremely important. The first thing you should do when purchasing this weapon is throw on a compensator to try to stifle that first shot multiplier. That thing is a bitch when it comes to trying to land your full burst. Next is deciding what scope you want. Even if you don't want any zoom, you need a scope that is going to be more precise than the iron sights for such a precise weapon. I tried out the 3.4 times DMO scope, and I had a horrible experience with it. The scope itself is fine, but the Sabr cannot handle the ranges that the scope would provide. It was fine for non-moving targets at medium to long range, but anything in short range was in and out of my scope before I could pull it up. It would just run through it. And the recoil at long range kicked the scope so much that it was impossible to land enough shots. But once I changed to the 2 times magnification of the MH2 reflex, it was just perfect. It felt so nice. Kind of like the battle rifle in Halo 2, if any of you guys played that. I'm sure some of you have. So the Terran's #1 motto is loyalty until death, and only slightly less known #2 motto is bullet spam. The Sabr can effectively fill this role with the MH2 reflex. It doesn't have the large magazines typical of the TR, but allows you to accurately spray as many bullets as you can, and has a very high rate of fire considering it's a burst weapon. Now on to the rating. The NS11A last week got an 8.5. And where do you think the Sabr will fall? They're both the same price as long as you don't count the special GameStop offer for the NS11A. So the Sabr comes in at a 7.0. So you might be thinking, well, I'll go for the NS11A over the Sabr for my long-range engagements. But the final choice really relies on your playstyle. If you like to run and gun and continually be on the move, the NS11A is truly a lot better for you. However, if you like staying on the back lines, harvesting those little bundles of certs that most people call corpses, then the Sabr-13 will probably suit you a bit better. The Sabr also has a much larger learning curve than the NS11A, since you have to get used to adjusting for your recoil, even if you're in the middle of a burst. But that's it for this weapon review. The next one will be on the Reaper DMR, and the one after that will be on the VS shotgun, the Thanatos. After that, it's up to you. Let me know what you'd like to see, and I'll do my best to cover it. Oh, and I'll probably review the SMGs just as they come out, so no need asking for those. But that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.